I've spent the last 2 months adding a ton of new enemies and bosses to my lighthearted Metroidvania Dewdrop Dynasty, which you can totally wishlist on Steam. And to be honest, it's completely changed the game. These once empty rooms are now filled with micro dinosaurs, magical brooms, questionable NPCs, and this thing. What the heck is that? But all this didn't just happen overnight. To get here, I had to completely rethink how I designed bosses and enemies. And speaking of bosses, let's start there. So, in the past, I made a pretty big mistake. Whenever I designed a boss, I focused way too much on making it polished from day one. And personally, I blame this on my art background. It's so easy to have a half-baked idea and immediately jump into making it look pretty. And sure, the bosses looked cool, but they kind of felt shallow and lifeless. Let's take the Wishlist fight for example. It's literally just teleport, shoot, teleport, shoot. I mean, it's pretty basic. And don't get me wrong, it works as a starting point, but with no variation, it gets repetitive fast. And the fight actually gets easier as you defeat the Wismos, which makes the whole thing just feel awkward and unsatisfying. A good boss fight should have a sense of progression, where everything you learned in the first half kind of gets pushed to the limit in the second half. So after doing some research and maybe a little soul searching as well, I realized I was approaching the boss design all wrong. I needed to stop polishing first and focus on prototyping fast instead. So I went back to the drawing board, like quite literally, like I went to my drawing board right here. So I wanted to create a new boss, and this boss was going to be a UFO. So I sketched a ton of attacks, threw in the sprite, and blocked everything out as quickly as possible. Now, normally I wouldn't recommend even putting in the sprite, but the sprite was already made, so that's why I did it. So now my main goal was to create a boss that was hard to reach and force you to play more defensively. That led to bullet hell style attacks that make you prioritize dodging, and flying enemies that keep you on your toes while also giving you a chance to get some health. And honestly, having all these ideas and these sketches and prototyping things quickly, it was really easy for me to create this rough and ugly boss fight within a day. And the best part about it is the fight was actually fun. And if it's fun when it looks ugly, then there's a great chance it's going to be amazing once it's polished. Another big improvement was building a more sophisticated state machine. Instead of bosses just standing still, I wanted them to actually react to what you do. For example, I started prototyping Webulix's boss fight, which if you don't know, he's one of the main villains in the game and he's a spooky little Spider-Man. I made him retreat when he gets too close to the player and move in when he's too far away. So basically he constantly repositions himself to put pressure on you while still staying just out of the range of your gun. And this was kind of an aha moment for me, because having a boss react to your movement and change its behavior based off of the situation, it makes the fight suddenly feel alive. And honestly, these small improvements I feel like made a huge difference to the game and totally changed it. Now, I still need to go back and rework the earlier boss fights with this new system, but I'm really happy with the progress. And speaking of progress, with the bosses feeling great, I took what I learned and I applied it to the enemies as well. Because really, at the end of the day, enemies are just kind of like micro bosses, or bosses are like big enemies. Anyway, so using that new state machine method, I created these super aggressive enemies like these werewolves and champas that are just absolutely ruthless, and I kind of like them. But I also realized that not every enemy needs to chase you down. Sorry to all those who played the demo with the crows and tumbleweed, I get that, that's kind of traumatizing. Some enemies could even just be hazards like these statues that just move left and right. I mean, they're terrifying. Or others could be gimmicky ones like these snowmen that throw their exploding heads at you. Yeah, that one still feels weird to me. The point is, enemy variety makes exploring way more fun. And using this new method, I've been an absolute machine cranking these bad boys out. Now that's great and all, but you're probably wondering what else is new with the game. Of course, there's a lot of secret things I'm working on that I can't share yet, but I do want to show you this massive glow up I gave Gizmo's Gear House. All the other locations have received a lot of love recently, and this area was in desperate need of a visual overhaul. I even added these magical brooms that sweep the floor on their own. Just please be nice to them. But that's all I'll share for now. So what's next? I'm excited to say by the time this video goes live, all of the enemies in the game should be finished, which is, I can't even wrap my head around that. Now, of course, during the polishing process, I might add a couple more here and there, but the list is basically complete. Also, bosses have been progressing really well, and I'm hoping to have them all wrapped up by the end of the year, which means it's time for a lot of playtesting, lots of balancing items, enemies, upgrades, polishing, like a ton of polishing, and then finally adding more puzzles and optional challenges and things. Basically at that point, it'll just be making it as juicy and as polished as possible up until the day that it releases. And speaking of releases, all this is pointing towards an early spring 2026 release, which is kind of insane to say out loud. The fact that this project is almost finished after nearly 6 years is completely mind-blowing to me. But stay tuned and wish me luck, because I still got some work to do. Now, if you want to learn how to code or make games yourself, check out a word from today's sponsor, Brilliant. Brilliant helps you become a better thinker and program solver with thousands of visual, interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and of course, AI. One of the things I love about Brilliant is it helps you build critical thinking skills through problem solving, not by memorization. So while you're building real knowledge on specific topics, you're also becoming a better thinker at the same time. Also, another thing that's become a necessity for me over the last couple of years is being able to learn on your phone or computer. And Brilliant's app makes it easy to learn pretty much anywhere. Whether you're diving into a new topic or doing a quick practice session, you can level up at home or on the go. Now, Brilliant's growing collection of programming courses is a great way to build timeless programming skills to thrive in the evolving world of programming. From learning Python to developing intuition for programming logic, you'll get hands-on experience with real programs and you'll learn how to think like a programmer. To learn for free on Brilliant, go to brilliant.org/Goodgis, scan the QR code on screen, or click the link in the description. Make sure to use my code to get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited daily access to everything Brilliant has to offer. So go check it out. Thanks so much for watching, and check out one of these videos YouTube thinks you might like. Maybe it's a good one, I don't know.